Mykyta the Skin Ringer by Jade Maître. Girls were disappearing from Kiev, buying black bread in markets, hanging linen on lines, collecting flowers in meadows. The dragon Goronich was stealing them. What did he do with the girls he stole? No one knew. Some believe he stole their voices to make the world's saddest song. Some believe he locked them in towers, collecting them like rare crystals. Some believe he made them read to him in the long hours when he could not get to sleep. Sleeping on gold and jewels is not a comfortable way to dream. He stole Yelena from Yalta. He stole Katerina from Khmelnytsky. He stole Darinya from Dnipro. He stole Sofia from Starobilsk. One day, from between castle walls, he stole a princess of Kiev. She felt his hot breath on her neck, a murder of wing flap, and then she was snatched in his great talons. Over the great Ukrainian city they flew. When the dragon Goronich arrived with the princess back at his lair, a dark castle buried deep within a forest, he tossed her in a corner and began sharpening his teeth. The princess was very frightened. His teeth were hard as glass. She thought he meant to bite her. She realized quickly what she could say to delay him. "How beautiful your teeth are," she told him. "The light makes them seem like diamonds. I have never seen a dragon such as you." The dragon Goronich was astonished to be complimented so. The girls he had stolen before had cried or said nothing. He thought the princess was in love with him. "It is true that I am a great dragon," he said, "the greatest dragon in Ukraine." And when the princess looked at him with big frightened eyes, he took it as a sign that she would appreciate him telling her more of his great attributes. "In fact, my teeth are of diamonds and my hide pure silver. There is nobody in this country or beyond who can slay me, save for one person." "I cannot believe it," said the princess carefully. "Surely no one could slay a dragon as mighty as you." "Only one man," the dragon Goronich repeated. "His name is Mykyta. He is a skin ringer." He settled his great winged body across the room and stared with a blood-stained eye at the captured princess. "But he lives by the banks of the Dnieper River and has vowed to never fight dragons," he said, "and so I am safe." As soon as the dragon fell asleep, the princess ran to the barred window. She called to a passing pigeon and told him what she knew. "Tell my father the prince to find Mykyta the skin ringer. Only he can save me from the fearsome dragon," she said. "And hurry!" The pigeon winged from the ledge and soared the great stretch of lands between the dragon Goronich's lair and the prince's kingdom. The prince received the news, and because he loved his daughter so deeply, decided to find Mykyta the skin ringer himself. Mykyta the skin ringer lived in a hovel by the riverside. He was a simple man who kept to himself. He worked with animal skins, which is how he had developed his fearsome name. But Mykyta was not fearsome. He was a gloomy and serious man who had once loved wildly and then, fearing the irrationality of passion, had instead chosen the predictability of solitude. Now he used the enormous strength in his hands to craft saddles and whips and the finest vests and shoes. Having willingly surrendered all the gifts of nature, he had no interest in riches or love or conquest. He liked only the sound of silence, punctuated by the chirp of birds, the rush of river, and the strike of his mallet as it shaped the leather. But the prince was coming to disturb his silence. In the absorbed quiet of the craftsman's morning, Mykyta heard the delicate sound of bells. A white horse flounced up to the gate. The prince dismounted. Mykyta put down his mallet. "Mykyta the skin ringer?" said the prince. "The same," said Mykyta. The prince knelt low before the humble leather worker. "I beg you to save my daughter," he said. "She has been stolen by the dragon Goronich, who says only you can defeat him." "I have no interest in dragons," Mykyta said. "If you only defeat this one, I can offer you half the riches in my kingdom," said the prince. "I want for no riches," said Mykyta. "Then I will offer you all the fame of being dragon slayer of the prince." "Fame means nothing to me," said Mykyta. Then I beg you as a father, please save my daughter from the evil dragon's clutches." And the prince on his knees wept a river of tears. Mykyta felt sad, but his resolve was steely. Nothing could touch his heart, which he had buried so deeply in his stomach, such that it all but did not exist. "Find another man to help you," he said. "I will not do it." The prince despaired as he rode away, and as he rode he saw fluttering from each of the houses the ribbons the families had tied on their gates when their daughters had been stolen by the dragon Gorinich. There were enough to knot a rope the length and breadth of Kiev. The prince stopped. He had an idea. The next week, Mykyta heard the sound of children at his gate. He put down his mallet, wiped his enormous hands, and went to see what was disturbing his peace. At the gate, 1,000 children were amassed. They were all the children of all the villagers who had lost their sisters to the dragon Gorinich. "If you will not help the princess, help us all," they beseeched. Something stirred in Mykyta's buried heart. He remembered what it was to be brave. When he finally nodded, the children wept and kissed him. Mykyta asked the children to bring him straw, hemp and tar. The children ran off and returned with wagon loads. The leather worker knew what it was to work skin. He fashioned himself into a kind of savage monster with the materials they brought back. He gave himself great fierce whiskers, wild hair and razor-sharp feathers. He took a mace from his workshop and went to find the dragon Gorinich. The prince had gathered all the pigeons of the kingdom to find the dragon Gorinich's lair. They streamed through the air like whipping black ribbons against the gathering clouds. Mykyta followed by foot. The sound of their warbling rang like a war cry. The princess saw the gathering darkness and knew it must be Mykyta. The fearsome leatherworker struck the door with his mace. It rang as loudly as the thunder that ricochets from a mountain cathedral. The dragon Gorinich quaked in fear. He had expected a man, not this tar and straw beast with furious eyes that had just then remembered the passion of living and the artistry of courage. The dragon Gorinich flew at the beast Mykyta. Mykyta returned each gnash, blow for blow. The dragon made first contact. Blood flew. Mykyta struck the dragon. The sound of steel on silver rang through the air as far as Norway. At the very last, the dragon fixed his jaw around Mykyta's broad forearm. His teeth gnashed the tar and stuck there. "Mercy!" cried the terrible beast. Mykyta found he had lost his taste for warfare. "Let us split the world between us," said Mykyta. "Dig a great trench in the sea, and we may stay on separate sides." The dragon agreed. When the people saw Mykyta throw the dragon into the surf, they believed him vanquished. The princess and imprisoned girls were returned to their loving families and lived happy lives thereafter. Yet to this day, the waves always surge in that place where the beast lays in his trench, deep beneath the sea. The end.
Storyberries.